Mickey Norwood, and I want to speak about the Jefferson County Fair.
Here you go.
My name is Mickey Norwood, and I live on Flint Lane in New Market. I'm the Vice President of the Jefferson County Fair, and I would like to ask for permission for the lease for next year to be approved. And also to be able to have permission to hold our monthly meetings on the fairgrounds at the office. And also to ask for permission to winterize the fairgrounds using the fair board members.
That it?
Yes, sir.
You got 2.5 more minutes.
I don't really know what else to say.
Mr. Chairman, can we ask
Oh,
questions?
yeah, he said to
If
give
you
me
all
that.
repeated it.
Mr. Chairman, can we ask questions?
Okay, let's let her finish. I think she was gonna say something
Our
else.
fair dates, if it is approved, it'd be July 9th through the 13th of 2024.
I have a quick question. You mentioned the office, meeting monthly in the office.
Yes, sir.
Is that in the contract? Would we need that in the contract?
Yeah, so the contract has ended, so we would issue a new contract. and
So we could put that in there.
We can.
You know, you understand, we gotta kind of
Yes, sir.
dot all the i's and things like
Right.
that. So if you're on the grounds, it needs to be in the contract, I guess.
Yes.
I don't mean, yes, if you'd like to answer a question, that'd be
Yeah.
fine.
First of all, I was at the county fair and running the booths every single day. I was absolutely amazed at, after 4 years of no fairs, how they got that place together. And they had an amazing, and I think Commissioner Solomon was there too. I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't believe that they got things together and did things as well as they did that year. One of the things that I think would help, and I would like to possibly make this motion, not now, but during the time, is I think the cancellation date, we can cancel up to 90 days before the date of the fair. There's a lot of possible vendors, contributors, and major activity groups like rodeos. By 90 days before, they are booked already. So I am going to ask, and unless you disagree, that we give them an additional 30 days to solicit contributors, solicit donations, and to contact regional organizations like rodeos and people like that in order for their fair to be even more successful. Do you believe that would be of assistance? That would help?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I have, I guess, of the director, that changes the contract some also again, right? We need to have another contract and then vote on it in November.
I believe what you would need to do is to approve the fair. What you've done in the past is approve the fair and ask me to enter into contract with the fair.
Mhm.
So if you approve it,
But, are we voting on the contract?
No.
That's in the packet?
no. So that contract that's in the packet was never voted on by the board. The board only authorized the use of the fairgrounds, and I developed the contract on the board's behalf.
You don't bring it back?
I do not bring it back to you.
Okay. Sound good to me?
Yes. That would be probably an executive committee type thing. That would be,
Who's on the executive committee? And you?
yeah. And if we had any issues, then we would bring it to the board.
We can have it.
Very strange membership.
Yeah.
We won't get no fight with it.
Maybe not.
All right, next is the approval of the agenda. Now then, with unanimous consent, we have 4 items to add to the agenda. you have them in front of you, you have two, is that,
Field trips.
what is this?
Consent agenda.
Uh,
Consent agenda.
You have the three items. You've got the,
That's the draft
I've
budget
got mine
calendar.
somewhere, right, yeah.
Uh,
You got it?
yeah.
Everybody with me? And you've got two, field trip approvals, and then the draft calendar. And we'll put those under the consent agenda.
The two budget amendments.
Thank you.
They
Okay,
have.
now that we've got two budget amendments that will go in the appropriate place, they will be A, B, C, D, and E. This- Okay, hold on a minute. Let's put D as Fund 143, Amendment 2. How's that? Because 143 comes right after 142, right? Tell me, I don't know my numbers. And then the next one we'll add to the agenda is Fund 177, then we'll make that E, or Echo, if you're in the Army. That's 177, Amendment 3. I get it, Rhonda? Got everything? Everybody with me? Good deal. First time I got something right. Okay. Now then. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd like to amend the agenda. I would like to add something to the agenda.
Okay,
I'd like to add the renovation, discussion about renovating Jefferson Elementary School.
okay. We have two avenues of approving that, you know, it has to be approved.
Yes.
First of all, unanimous consent, or does anybody object? I object. So now then, we had to vote on it. So make the motion.
Okay. I move that we amend the agenda to add a discussion about renovating Jefferson Elementary School.
Is there a second? So the motion has been made to add
A
estimate.
discussion about renovating Jefferson Elementary School.
Now, wait a minute, now, on new business on this right here, there's no discussion,
Oh, well,
you're
okay.
making a motion.
I will make a motion.
So
to
you got, okay,
renovate-
you got estimate for pod, so you want estimate for
renovation
renovating
of
Jefferson Elementary School.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Is it
That'd be number
discussion
6.
or estimate?
No,
What,
it's started,
Discussion or an estimate,
it's an estimate,
an
an
estimate?
estimate.
without any discussion.
Oh, after the motion.
Well, okay, hold on a minute. See, we passed the point of discussion. Here, a motion has to be made, and then we debate.
Yes.
So you will have a chance to speak, okay?
First he said discussion, then he said estimate.
Yeah.
That's where I
Well,
was-
we don't discuss before the motion first, then we debate. So now then we're putting, okay, is there a second for that? Okay, Josh, got it?
I got it.
Okay. So the motion is to add to the agenda, an estimate for the renovation of Jefferson Elementary School. Got it? That's the motion, and it has been seconded, right?
Can I clarify? This is a vote to discuss,
This is a vote simply to add it to the agenda,
That's right, okay, right,
okay?
yes.
because
As long as everybody.
somebody objected to the unanimous,
Yes, yeah.
we won't mention their name,
Oh, of course.
but. Anyway, never faced this situation before. And, I don't know if this is debatable or not. We'll go with a little debate if you wanna. I don't think it needs any until we get there. So let's just, we'll take a vote. I'll put it to question. All those in favor of the motion to add to the agenda, estimate for renovating Jefferson Elementary School, raise your right hand. And I see 2 yes votes. All those who oppose, raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the motion is lost, 5-2. Okay? All righty. Now then. Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
All right. Mr. Solomon, make the motion a second.
I second.
Bill Jordan seconds the motion. So motion has been made to approve the agenda and seconded. I'll put the question, all those in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, raise your right hand. And it's 7-0, and the motion carries. Now then, consent agenda, we've added the 2 field trips, the draft calendar, and so the first item is the approval of the minutes. I'm required to ask this by law, are there any corrections to the minutes? Okay, do you have a correction?
I believe, because I wasn't here, a correction was made to the minutes already, that I'm now to be a delegate to the school board, whereas before you were to be a delegate.
Right,
I mean, I don't
I was
mind.
only going to, I planned on going to the leadership conference
Yeah.
and not the TSBA convention.
But
So I
think-
could-
But I think it was in the minutes that I received that you were going to be a voting delegate. And
Right, at that point in time, but then I had, and so the minutes are good.
So the minutes as we have them now is good.
Because at that time of the meeting, but then I talked to Rhonda later, and told her I could only go to the leadership conference, and I could not go.
So we don't have to correct those here.
So now we've got somebody else on there, right?
That's great.
Right,
Okay.
that's the reason why
That's
my
fine.
name's on.
That's fine.
But the minutes are correct because my name was put on there during the meeting. Right. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move. We approve.
Thank you, Doug. Doug makes a motion. Is there a second? Danny makes a second motion. Any questions about any of the field trips on here? Any questions? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, raise your right hand. And the motion carries by 7 yes votes. Okay, wow, we're on, okay. Policies. Wow. That's a first.
We've had 20 over the
Yeah,
last
we
2
had a
months.
big,
We still getting all of those situated.
oh, okay, moving on, budget amendments. Is there a motion to approve amendment number 5 at Fund 141?
So moved.
Mr. Solomon has made the motion, is there a second?
So moved.
Bill seconded. Any debate or questions? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of the motion to approve budget amendment number 5 at 141, raise your right hand. 7 yes votes and the motion carries. B, everybody need an explanation on that. Good. I have one here. Let's go down to C, Federal Purpose Fund, 141, and number 3. Is there a motion to approve that amendment in Fund 142?
So moved.
So moved. Doug, is there a second? Any second to motion? Any debate or questions? Hearing none. I'll put the question. All those in favor of approving budget amendment number 3, Fund 141, raise your right hand. And 7 yes votes. And the motion carries. Thank you. Now, if I just read my writing. Next is there a motion to approve budget amendment number 2 in Fund 143? Danny makes the motion. Is there a second? Nancy seconds the motion. Any discussion? Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of adopting or approving budget amendment number 2 in Fund 143, raise your right hand. 7 yes votes, and the motion carries. Next, is there a motion to approve budget amendment number 3 in Fund 177?
So moved.
Mr. Solomon makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second. Go ahead.
Nancy got a second.
That's fine.
Is there any debate or questions? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of approving budget amendment number 3 in Fund 177, raise your right hand. 7 to nothing. And the motion carries. Unfinished business, we have nothing. Here we go. Things have gone good up to now. I hope you packed a lunch for supper. All right. Number 1, under new business. Now remember, not a word said until you make a motion. Now please, if you've got it written down, that's awesome. If not, go slow so that Rhonda can write it down. And you should start your motion that I move. Okay. Number 1, estimate of a new Jefferson County High School pod plan. Is there a motion?
I move that we advertise for architects/builders to submit to Jefferson County School District cost estimates for the construction of a new pod and multi-purpose facility at Jefferson County High School. Estimates are to be provided at no cost to the school district and with no commitments from the school district to those responding. Estimates to be received no later than noon, January 16th, 2024.
Wait a minute. You got more than one copy. A motion should have only one question in it. Somewhere in here, I thought you said the word "and." So
And
you did.
multi-purpose facility.
Then you
A new pod
did.
and
All right,
multi-purpose.
so there's 2 things there. There's 2 questions.
But it has.
There's a pod and an all-purpose building.
Yes.
So you're asking for 2 estimates.
No, I'm asking for an estimate for both. In other words, I want to get an estimate in for the cost of construction for both of those items.
That's still two different things.
No.
Yes, it is, because you put "and" in there, which makes it two questions. But, I'm not gonna argue the point as such, probably, mark out "and" put a comma.
Okay, yeah, that would be fine.
But when you make a motion, if you put an "and" in there, then you got another question. Is
Fine.
that all right?
That's fine.
Did you hear me, Rhonda?
I did.
Leave the "and" out. Hate to be picky, that's just me.
Put a comment in, that's fine.
You still got a smile on his face. That's
No
good.
problem.
All right. A motion been made, I move that we advertise by Mr. Doug for architects/builders to submit to Jefferson County District cost estimates for the construction of a new pod and multi-purpose facility at Jefferson County High School. Estimates are to be provided at no cost to school system, and there's another "and," with no commitments from the district, and da-da-da-da-da. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll say.
Josh seconds the motion. Debate. You go first. Now, folks, remember, you got 2 times to debate. If you ask the question, that does not count. Okay? The other day, I misunderstood you, I mean, to apologize, okay? You can ask me a question or him a question. You cannot ask another school member a question. Everybody with me? All right. Let's have at it.
I don't think a discussion about the pod plan proper is is merited right now. I think we need to do something that we know can be done, or at least explore things that have not been explored before in order to relieve the problem at Jefferson Elementary School. We've been trying for funding for the entire year that I've been here, and I believe for a couple years prior to getting here, and have gotten nowhere. Those kids at Jefferson Elementary are still in an unsafe, unhealthy environment. The staff and teachers also. I believe that if we can get information on another option, whether we decide to go forward with that option or not, if we can get information at no cost to us and from qualified builders, architects, and I have from one of those architects, that if you want to know the quality of architects I'm talking about, this is one of them. They've worked on Neyland Stadium, University of Tennessee, the courthouses, schools, they've done it all. This is one of the people who have said that he will give us a no-cost, no commitment option. I've had another one who has told me that, and I've had another one who's asked me about it, and I said, I'm not going to even talk to you until we decide if we want to do this. I'm asking what damage, what problems could this cause if we get an initial estimate on another option? I don't see where there would be any. If we decide once we get that estimate we're going to want to go forward, then we don't want to go forward. But I think at this point we owe it to the kids at Jefferson Elementary to explore everything we can. Especially, it's not going to cost us anything and we're making no commitments. Thank you.
May I speak?
Sure.
Thank you. Having taught at Jefferson County High School for 34 years, I'm not necessarily an expert, I've been gone a while. But I know at one time the enrollment at Jefferson County High School went up to 2,200 people, students, and it was the third largest high school in the state of Tennessee, with what's sitting there right now. Now then, I am not an expert, and please don't what I'm about to say next, but I am out and about the county some. I'm seeing subdivisions going up. I don't know about you. I'm assuming that, I can't use that phrase, that there's gonna be kids in some of those houses, not all of them. There's no way to project that. So, when I was teaching there, my last few years, and Mr. Rogers, the lunch periods, there were 4. There was not enough time for some of the students. There were 4 feeding lines, there were still 4. And there was not enough time for students to get through the lunch line and eat. If they did, there wasn't a place for some of them to sit down. And I don't know if that volume of space has increased or not. But the enrollment at the high school right now is not 2,200. Obviously, it fluctuates. And but I'm just telling you, I witnessed capacity beyond belief. Now, is that going to happen again? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw. Now, going back to the Patriot Academy, I voted against that. I was on the board here. I wanted to keep the high school intact. But the architect says that, and like Mr. Rogers mentioned, the gym's not big enough, cafeteria's not big enough. To make it work, they would have to have a freshman academy on the high school grounds. That included, you might say, the pod, in that area, the parking lot in there. Now, I'm relying on a memory, and it's been 12 years. But I do recall them telling us there just wasn't enough land there to make it work. In that parking lot, now you start giving it, if you ever gone with a high school, parking lots are at a premium, right? I think you have to, like Bristol racetrack years ago, you had to inherit a ticket practically, in high school about that, as far as parking is concerned. That is an issue. The building you're talking about out back, I think there's a parking lot back there, I'm not sure. There's just a lot of bodies who need parking spaces, something we don't think about. I'm not saying your idea is not a bad idea. I wanted to do that, I wanted to keep the high school intact, but majority rules. And we have Patriot Academy. I think it works smoothly. The academy, in a sense, I think it opened up in what, 2014, 2013, 10 years, I guess.
Right at, yeah, it's right at 10 years. It's right at 10 years.
Yeah. And in 10 years, I never got a phone call from anybody that had students go through it. And you'd think I would have got on board, but their students, I've heard a lot of positive things about Patriot Academy. So I guess what I'm saying is Patriot Academy and the high school, that situation now, in my opinion, works. So if something works, why change it? So that's me. That's my one time. Doug spoke once. Mr. Martin.
I know it's on the books to build a new school. That's what we want to do.
Right.
We want to build a new school. That's what we voted to do.
Right.
You know, if Doug can get free estimates, I don't have a problem with getting free estimates. That don't mean we have to approve the free
That's
estimates.
exactly right.
You know, if it will satisfy a lot of people asking questions and all, but in my heart, I still want to build a new school. But I'm okay with getting free estimates as long as we don't have to pay anything out. See where it goes. That's, yeah.
That's good. Anybody else? Were you through?
Yes.
Okay. That's one. You're not putting me on the honor system. I can't count to two. Go ahead, Josh.
I'll agree with what Danny said. It's free. It might satisfy some people that are looking at, want options, I guess you could say. But I guess one thing I think it was said that it took 12 years to get it approved to build the high school, something like that. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I feel like it would take a huge change election-wise to approve it, get something like this, 26 million, and the longer it goes, I feel like it's gonna go up. I'd like to see a new school. I'll tell you what, it's nice to teach inside a new school. I mean, I've never had that luxury, but I've been in a few. But unless we're gonna like start saving to get $26 million, I don't know how it's ever gonna happen. The way that county commission just shoots us down every time. It's disappointing, I'll say that. But as it's been said, it's free. Maybe it'll, when people see it and they see what the extra stuff's gonna be, you know. I think, Bill said something about a track, a football field, other things like that. When all that comes in, when you know, it might just be a wash, so to speak. Well, it's gonna cost this much to do this, as it would be building it, and then we may just be sitting here. I don't know if I'll be around 12 more years. The school might kill me, but we might be sitting around here 12 years again, sitting and saying the same thing. I hope not, because them folks at Jefferson Elementary and these other, they deserve some action. So, I'm done. I don't need a second time.
That's one. Anybody else? Okay? Good. You can take, you can
Well,
go
I just
ahead.
I want everybody to understand, we're not voting to approve the pot plan. That's not what this motion is about. This motion is about getting an estimate on what it would cost to build a multi-purpose room that should satisfy the problems with the cafeteria and the gym and the pot. At no commitment, with no commitment from us to the people who respond that we're gonna do it. We're not voting on approving the pod plan. I just want everybody to understand. We're just looking at the cost of another option. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
How are we gonna get a cost on building a new pod? When we're sitting here discussing all this, and we're saying pod. If we build a pod, it's 16 rooms. If we have, if 16 rooms to take care of the issues, that'd be fine. But 16 and 6 makes 24, and we still got 6 rooms that we don't have any place to put those kids. To me, it's a waste of time.
Okay. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I think I agree with Bill that it is a waste of time, and the principal stood up and said he's not in favor of it. I think if we can keep our principals and our teachers happy and the kids happy, that's why I sit here. I mean, the problem is the elementary school, we need a new school. This is just moving things around and the county's growing like crazy. What are we gonna do? What's somebody gonna do when that high school's full and there's no more room? And then we don't have a Patriot Academy, and then I'm sure however many years ago, the same discussion was here and y'all did a great job with the Patriot Academy. there's no, you know, there's no place to park when there's a football game. And I'm not saying it's all about football, but you're just taking up land that's not there. That's my opinion.
Okay? That's one for you. Anybody else? All righty. Hearing none, I'll put the question, and I'll read your motion. I may leave the and in here, I don't know, Mr. Doug.
I'm sorry?
I may leave I'm gonna read what you got written.
That's fine, that's fine.
Not worry about,
Okay, that's
about the comma. You got the comma, didn't you?
I got it.
She got it. That Ron does a good job. I move that we advertise for architects/builders to submit to Jefferson County School District cost estimates for the construction of a new pond and multipurpose facility, or new pond / multipurpose facility at Jefferson County High School. Estimates are to be provided at no cost to the school district and with no commitment from the school district to those who responded. Written estimates to be received no later than noon, January 16, 2020. All of those in favor of this motion, raise your right hand. Got 3 yes votes. All those opposed, raise your right hand. And we got 4 no votes. And the motion is lost. Did you get a copy of the,
I did. I got
okay.
it.
Doug, you want this back? Would you-
right.
Okay,
I've got plenty here, thanks.
All righty. Number 2, Fair Association lease.
I make a motion to approve it. Excuse me, I make a motion to let Tommy, with what he did last year, add what the other commissioner said, 30 days prior to that, where they can get that. As long as that, if that's correct, like Tommy did last year, that's my motion.
So your motion is to allow the director of schools to negotiate a contract,
And make sure that 30 days, that,
include
that,
the 30 days.
yeah, I didn't want to point at him, I'm just trying to point at top of him.
And I'll second.
We didn't have hands, we couldn't talk. Second,
Yes.
and we got a second. By Daniel. All righty, debate. Mr. Solomon, debate.
I ain't got nothing.
Anybody else? All those hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of the motion to allow the director of schools to negotiate a contract with the Fair Association, including 30 days, 30 days extension. Is that a good word?
120, the 90 plus 30 is 100,
Okay.
you
We'll
could
work
say
it.
120
He
days.
can work.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work that out,
Yeah.
and then I'll bring it back to the board.
He knows what to do.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Wait a minute, I didn't see your hand. Okay. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 yes votes.
You know what that makes me? Way to point it out.
And 6 from 7, please. 1 no. And the motion carries.
Under there, but no.
I'd just like to show off my math, okay? Now then, item number 3, here we go again. Jefferson Elementary updated cost estimate. I think the director gave us a copy of that. So, is there a motion?
I move. What,
So there, can I speak on this just a second? So there is, there is nothing, so I presented with you a cost estimate to the board. And then I was asked to put the Jefferson Elementary School updated cost estimate on new business in case there was a motion. There is nothing to approve.
Oh,
If you don't wanna go any direction on this at this time, there's no need.
Yeah, if you don't make a motion, we just move
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
If
oh,
somebody has a
you
motion
You
don't-
don't
on Jefferson.
have to make a motion.
No, I rescind my,
And we just move to the next item down.
Mr. Chairman, when is our next county court, or county commissioner meeting?
Well, okay, let's hold on a minute here. When we get down to the end down here, where's the school commissioner input? Ask that question then.
This is pertaining to the Jefferson Elementary School.
If you're gonna make a motion first.
It's on that
What
page.
is
They meet next Tuesday, work.
Well, I guess we don't have to make a motion first, I don't know. Guys, if you'll wa,
Josh, what is it?
now, if you will wait until we get down to the last section, says school commissioner input, then you do. Is there a motion on number 3? If not, I'm moving on. And it's up there, isn't it? Okay, number 4, TSA accountability report. Is there a motion?
So moved.
We have to have a motion.
So, yeah, we need a motion to, approve this report as presented.
So moved.
Yeah. Is there a motion to approve the TSA accountability report as presented?
try to get
So
it.
moved.
So moved by Mr. Solomon,
Second.
Doug seconds it, and before we do that, any debate,
I ain't got nothing to
any
say.
debate or question? You ever feel like you lose control?
Nah.
I felt just like, that brought me back to memory, like I'm at home. And I don't get one of these. All right, any discussion, any debate or question? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of approving the TSA accountability report as presented, raise your right hand. And I think that's 7 yes votes, no votes. Carol reads the paper, so. And the motion carries. Number 5 is there a motion to approve the school year 2024-25 school calendar? Andy Martin,
I say,
who seconds? Moves seconds. Any debate or questions? Hearing none, I'll put the question. All those in favor of approving the 2024-25 school calendar, raise your right hand. And we have 7 yes votes, and the motion carries. Now then, next, school commissioner input. Now, this is where you can go crazy,
no, I ain't going crazy. Before you talk, I got
one
you.
at a time.
I got you. Okay.
You're up.
I want to, I ain't putting, no, I just want Tommy to check out something for me.
Sure, tell Tommy.
Tommy, on
Director.
our fundraisers, K through 8 schools. Now, I understand this great candy, this and that, I understand it. This is what I want him to check on with the bookkeepers. I want to see how much they raised on their fundraisers this past year when they had it out this year. Because I think that as our commissioner sits up here, our kids go out here selling this candy and stuff, knocking on doors. You don't know if they're predators or whoever they talking to out here with these kids selling the candy. When your mom and dad's got 3 or 4 kids, 5 kids, I understand it's great, but I want to see what it is that we can do for our schools, K through middle school schools, middle school down, to see if we can get some money to them. If they, I'm just throwing it out there, if they waste $14,000 on a candy sale, we give that to them out of fund balance or somewhere to pay them that school that. Whatever they make out of those candy sales and stuff. And I want to plan to see where we can give them money back. Where a kid won't have to go out here and sell this stuff, and we put money back in the school for them. Now, if they want to sell candy and sell all this stuff, do it at fall festival, football games, have your booth set up to sell that stuff. But I don't see a kid going, I trust me, I did it many, many years, I love it, great, it's great. But the time, the way the world is today, the country is today, water plants don't want the kids to go up, knock on somebody's door and there's somebody standing there and there's a prayer, you want to buy a candy bar? Or something like that. We don't know. I'm trying to relieve some of the pressure off the school to give them money so they don't have to do that. Now, principals, y'all might like that. You don't have to fool with it. We give you money to compensate what they do on fundraising. If Maury weighs 20,000, we get them 20,000 for them. If West Strong weighs 15, that's 15,000. I just want to estimate through Tommy of what everybody made this year on the sales. Because people, we sitting up here, we want to help kids. That's helping kids. That's helping the schools. That might give them playground equipment. They don't have to work, but sell the candy and stuff down the events. I just don't think we need to, I ain't against selling nothing like that. I'm just saying, let's give it back to our kids through our money and our teachers and our staff. They say, look here, the school board gives us this, what we made on this fundraiser. I think a principal can use it better and control better if we go that way with it. And a kid don't have to worry about my kid. If Mr. Bradley's kid sold 2 boxes, my kid sold 5 boxes. Oh, I get to go to this fun. That's great. But have a special day for that, for every kid.
And my wife won't get these them camel bars.
No, she's still buying. But that's what I want Tommy to look at. And Tommy, you understand what I'm saying and what I want?
Yes, sir, I got it.
You got any questions for me? And I want to ask this. I know I might probably out over you, let me know. Principal, can somebody stand up? What y'all think about that? If I can ask any principal in this building, if they come in, y'all think that's a great idea?
They know not to speak.
Oh. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm just trying to get some ideas.
Like, we have to ask Coach that.
That's kind of the same dimension.
Principals, I'm sorry, okay? I just want to get to do this for the kids and the staff and the school. I really do. I think it'll be more controlled, it'll be helpful, and then the principal or whoever can designate somebody to sell candy out of PTO or whatever, fall festivals or something like that. That's from middle school down, Tommy. High school, but middle school down.
So we leave for fall break tomorrow. Whenever we get back on Tuesday, I will send that out so that they don't burden their bookkeepers
No,
or
I don't
anything.
want, no, I just
So I'll
want,
send that on Tuesday. That'll be a quick turnaround. That's just a general report. They'll send me that. I'll compile it and bring it back to the board in November.
we need to look at that. We really do.
Mr.
Bill,
Chairman.
I think, go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, just a comment. I went up and looked at that new netting on the baseball field that we put up. That is very, well done, looks very classy. If anybody complains about that, they're crazy. Now, do you remember how much that actually ended up costing us?
No.
No.
That's how much you reallocated.
Okay.
I mean, it's expensive. I'm on under $120,000, just under 120. Is that about right? We hit some rock, cost an additional $8,000. Nothing's foolproof. We have a student who's a senior this year that's a D1 prospect. I mean, he can crush it. There again, that net's 40 foot high. It's first class.
You couldn't do any better. I just wanted to compliment you. It was a job well done.
Thanks. So a lot of work went into that, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, Austin found that company. We bid that out, worked with them. He's from Granger County, but whenever he comes into Jefferson County, he turns it up a notch. So.
It looks good.
One other comment?
Yeah,
Okay, one other comment. I got to tell you, I'm really disappointed that at no cost and at no, that we're not willing to explore any other options. I think it sends a message that there's one way and one way only that we're going to remediate the problems at Jefferson Elementary. And if that doesn't happen, then those kids just gotta sit there and deal with it. And I'm just very, very disappointed. And the only reason I'm saying that is I want it on record that, I don't, again, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Now, we'd like to point out that in our minutes, usually what's in the minutes is the action taken, not actually what we say in the meeting.
But it'll be on you, it'll be on the
It'll
record.
be on that thing
Yeah.
over there. If that's what you're looking for, you got what you wanted, but I just want you to know,
But,
next
yeah, I
week, next
understand.
month, if you look at the minutes and what you
I
said.
understand.
Okay, good deal. I just, anybody, Bill?
Mr. Chairman, I don't know what to say. We need to get through this perfection energy saving project. And if we got a couple more months, Tommy, would that get us through it as far as money wise? I would like to see,
They're taking it
We're taking it to budget. committee.
Tuesday,
We're allowed to say
Tuesday.
that, it's on Tuesday.
so we'll know Tuesday if it's going on to commission.
okay, that leaves us, how much do we have in our fund balance at the present time?
Your current available unassigned fund balance is around 14 million.
14 million. Well, I'm gonna ask that we consider very seriously the beginning of the year of taking our money from fund balance and matching a county fund to build a new school in Jersey City. We have 14 million at the present time. We've obligated another million, which makes 15 million. And we have that much over what is required to be in our fund balance.
That's correct.
So that would be $15 million. And I'll make the motion, beginning of the year, that we take our money from our fund balance and ask your county to match it and build a school in Jersey City. That's what I want to comment on.
If I'm you're not gonna like it, Bill.
Huh?
You're not gonna like it. I hope that, the perfection, group, the plan that we have in place passes. But I want you to understand, that only does just a few schools. It doesn't do all the schools. Follow me? So what is our source of revenue? Put LED, the LED lights, heat and air, those kind of things, so that all schools get the same thing. And if we take our entire $14 million fund balance and wipe it out, and those schools that are not included in this perfection group, then they don't get anything.
Yeah, so just remember that all schools get LED lighting. All schools
But
get.
not all
L-
heat and air,
Right.
windows, doors, that kind of
So
stuff.
I will say that.
So we could use some of that money.
Yeah, like Talbot is a school that needs some work,
Right.
but it is a small school that we feel like, as a maintenance department, we could, focus out of, operating costs
Right.
to do that school.
So here's what I would agree to, is that we take care of those things, and any of the fund balance left over, we would apply to Jeff Elementary School.
That's fine.
I got no problem with that.
That's fine.
That's just my opinion though, Bill.
That's fine.
And we'll see after,
I'll agree with
see
you
what,
100%.
see how much money we got, and if we can use money out of, and some out of the fund balance, and we can do those things to the other schools that would not. We couldn't afford to put that in that project. I know county commission wouldn't fund it. You and I, I hope we can get to 11 million, say. That's reasonable. But, so we're going to take care of the rest, and then we can put money, there may be some money left there in the Jeff Elementary School, but we can pull this off. Yes, sir.
But I think we have to keep in mind that the 11 million is only phase one. There's a phase two that, to be fully in, to fund the energy project completely, we have phase 2 coming down the road. Whenever that, where there's.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
where
you
there's
try
a
to pay
year
for
or
that
two. Yeah,
out
exactly.
of the fund balance.
Yeah, we can't completely deplete our fund balance.
I don't think we can go back and borrow any more money.
No,
for
I
phase
agree,
two.
I agree.
See, that's what we're saying, we use fund balance to do phase 2, whatever it is.
Yes,
Apparently it doesn't include lights
yeah.
and then the rest of them. That's my opinion. Anybody else? I move that we adjourn. Is there a second? Everybody in favor? Don't trample me as you go out the door. Because I can't get out of the way.